particularly disturbing, when you try to go look stuff up on the phone. Because I had a professor, okay, in university and college when I was young, and he said that, they a man named John Reese Getty, okay, said, I'll pay half the country to kill the other half of the country. A man named John Davison Rockefeller, right, sit there and talk to him, said, why do that? Get a charismatic person like Billy Graham to talk them all to kill each other as privates in the army, okay, because Jesus Christ said so, and they'll do that. It's a hell of a lot easier to talk people into accepting that Jesus sanctioned the war and get a charismatic, okay, you get a charismatic asshole like Adolf Hitler, okay, and says Jesus sanctioned it, all right, and they'll go do it. All right. And now in the 21st century, you get an asshole like Barack Obama, all right, that says all the right things, and you just change the focus of agenda. You make it more scientific, then you make it mythological and religious. All right. And anytime you take religion and you turn it into mythology, you negate the wisdom of it. All right. And anytime you take what's gained through humble, faithful wisdom through religion and you turn it into genocide over money, you negate the wisdom of it, right? So I know exactly what type of people I'm dealing with, okay, while getting this technology. And this is the best I can do. I don't have computers. It'd be folly to sit there and try to hack into their computers and be like Hugh Jackman's character from Swordfish and shit like that. No, that's ridiculous. Okay, that's not gonna get the technology, okay, to artificial intelligence to reflect the actual intelligence. Okay, trying to maneuver, okay, because these people will they'll hack you and then have people try to incarcerate you, and you try to get their money and fight their money, and you act like Meatloaf and Edward Norton from Fight Club, and that's and Brad Pitt. That's insidious. It's ridiculous. It's egotistical, right? I don't want to beat up attractive people because I'm jealous of them. I'm not Edward Norton's character from Fight Club. And I remember I was with Amy and married to a Amy, I get in the gym, okay, and I work out because you're giving me a affectionate, faithful sex life, okay. I will be I'm way more intelligent. I got a better bedroom voice. I can ball better than Steph Curry and Michael Jordan. I mean, if you just gave me the love I needed, because I really enjoy you and appreciate you, okay, you would have better than Edward Norton from American History X. We'd watch that movie and I'd say, I was better than that, okay. I stood up to Stacy Keach's character at Las Cruces High School all by myself. I had friends that tried to, quote, protect me from myself because they were plotting to do bad things to me, but I would have kicked all their asses. It would have been difficult because I would have been dealing with the sheriff's department that was part of the Ku Klux Klan operations here in Cruces back in the 1980s with Mr. Swank. That's why everybody at the school would, like Mr. Apodaca, who was Jerry Apodaca's brother, was afraid of him and wouldn't call him on his shit because they were afraid of the sheriff. I didn't have any, no, I know better. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if enough people stand up for what's right, you can get that fucking sheriff ran out of office and you can fire that son of a bitch for teaching Ku Klux Klan rhetoric in front of people that have been abused by people like him for hundreds of years in the United States. You can get up and do something about it when you get up and do the right thing without fear. Okay, and I've been this way since I was a kiddo, okay. A little bitty kiddo. Now, I remember when Mr. Maxwell had trouble with me because him and Mr. in Colville Junior High, Mr. Maxwell was a conservative, okay, that fought in the Normandy portion of the war. He had shrapnel in his eyes. It always, because he had pieces of shrapnel in his eyes that constantly made his eyes hurt, and he had to take drops and stuff. But he had pieces of shrapnel when it blew up in front of him. He could see, but the pieces of shrapnel hit the sides. I asked what happened. He said, "That's what happened." So, wow, you're very fortunate that it didn't. Yeah, I could still see. And they were both good friends. One was a Democrat, one was a Republican. They both lived in Colville. And the other was Mr. McGee. And Mr. McGee served under MacArthur in the Pacific. Okay. And Mr. Maxwell was a good old American, good old Patton, this and that and that. And that was Mr. Maxwell and good old America. And Mr. McGee would show us Sounds of Silence from Simon and Garfunkel and tell us that son of a bitch, okay, went and kept fighting when these people were desperate, okay, and then mass murdered them with nuclear weapons instead of doing the right thing and saying, okay, we got him on the ropes, let's take him. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't show honor. The Japanese are different than the Germans. If they would just, okay, let the food in for the kids, the Japanese would have said, oh, well, you're not like they said you were. Okay. They would have radically changed. And then if you had shown them that we won, but we're going to do the right thing, they would have said, okay, well, accept the terms of, so when they bombed them with the nuclear weapons because they gave them no choice, okay, trying to make them look like villains because the kamikazes were going into the American ships and killing Mr. McGee's brothers in arms. Okay, it was all just politics and cultural aspects, understanding the culture. What would make the Japanese go off and look like the bad guys? And then it would justify dropping the nuclear weapons on them so they could dick measure with Stalin. Because Stalin was trying to get his own nuclear weapons the same way Hitler was doing them, but they were taking care of Hitler with Mr. McGee and all those guys, right? And so it was interesting. And one time in class, Mr. Maxwell was trying to stop us from being anti-Semites against Jewish people. And we had a young man in town, he's a really neat kid. His name was Jeff Strauss. Okay. He said, you've never met a better kid than Jeff Strauss. And I sat there and I said, I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand this racism towards him. He's white. They're white people thing. Why do they attack him? He's a white guy just like them. Mr. Maxwell skirted around the thing. He thought I was being racist. And he skirted around it to try to make it less uncomfortable. And I was asking him a question. Why are they attacking Jeff Strauss? He's a rich white guy. Okay? He's rich. He's articulate. His family's, probably into jazz and classical music. And, Strauss, da-da-da-da-da, the Emperor Waltz, the Blue Danube, played for the richest people in all of the world. Okay. So why are they racist against him? What's the deal? I don't understand it. Okay. He's not Mexican or black. He doesn't get the harassment that I do. Damn beaner, spick, wetback, I don't understand. Why are they prejudiced? I was asking him a question. He didn't answer it. It wasn't politically correct. Well, they say that they're the Christ killers, that they're the ones who offered up Jesus for crucifixion and killed him. It's like, didn't they need Italian laws of a republic to offer him up to be crucified? Because they didn't, isn't that what Pilate said? He said, he hasn't broken any of your laws. He's breaking our laws, but our laws are barbaric. Okay, your guys' laws say that as long as he stands for faith in Jehovah and doesn't accept Caesar through a violent mob popularity contest as authority over his life, and if we teach the entire Roman Empire the faith of King Solomon as opposed to the republic of the mob of Rome, you won't have that kid named Rome getting voted off a Survivor because he's trying to manipulate everybody thinking he pulling it off and it didn't work, right? Because money ain't real, but the Lord's Prayer is, right? Because Solomon is wiser than Jeff Probst and Charlie Parsons, right? On TV, right? So you got all these people and you guys are, oh, your dad. Yeah, my dad, that's a fantasy world he lives in. Okay, he's Jesus. And he's going to protect me from the devil if I accept Jesus as God and we go live with him in the clouds after we're dead. Okay. Just so happens his son is the one person on planet Earth during the apocalypse that is most like King David, who is it says in all the Gospels that Jesus is the spirit of King David, who's the spirit of Moses, right? That's what it says. Okay. It says that in the book. It doesn't say, Jesus doesn't say, I'm Jehovah, I'm God, I'm omnipotent and omnipotent. I know exactly what you're doing and I could kill you and stop you with a wave of my hand, which he never says that. He goes to Pilate and he tries to convince Pilate of the correctness of faith in Jehovah and how much wiser Solomon is than all the philosophers in Rome. Because it makes sense. You can base it, it's faith based off of reality, off of eternal understanding of the spirits and the spiritual faithful kindness and good that maintains us observing natural laws given to us by the glory of God. Okay, he's way more intelligent than anybody Pilate's ever talked to in Rome. And then the Jews, instead of standing up for what is right with courage of faith as a group that we shall not waver, serve Jesus up on a silver platter to Roman rules of genocide and ignore all natural laws of their faith in Jehovah. Okay, so that's what was going on. And it's still going on. Okay. Hi, my grandmother's name is Kramer. She's from Germany. That means Jewish peddler. That means the people that, that's the people that betrayed Jesus for money, okay, and cannot own land because you can't trust them. Okay, they are to be in servitude because they are uncouth, and they will betray the faith of Solomon for money. That's what Kramer means, Jewish peddler. Okay, it's my grandmother. Okay, my dad's name means parsons, which is lay preacher, which is the poor people that stand up for and teach I'm the lay preacher, the person that stands up for without fear to teach the poor people the truth of Jesus Christ without fear, unwavering, like St. Anthony and St. Francis, allegedly, okay? Among the Romans, encountering the Medici. Do you understand? Okay, I got your Dan Brown novel right here. Do you understand? Don't ever think you're doing anything important, doing propaganda for genocide for money, while I'm on YouTube being the affirmation, okay, of the true, eternal, faithful words of the Messiah. Do you understand? Okay, I'm going to go clean up some stuff in the barn and clean up the barn, get it ready for, I just get it ready so a family wants to come and feel true fellowship. I can't speak it because they'll get too upset and it will ruin their hiding in the clouds with Jesus. So we'll just go in there, listen to music, play basketball, and talk about old memories. Okay. Feeling old feelings again. Yeah, we're recording a Dionne Warwick album at Rockefeller Center Square. I love you guys, all right? Peace.